Home. Where is home? That's been a fleeting question for me. It's been an ethereal existence into which I slip sometimes and float around and try to exit and land somewhere solid. And I'm not sure there. I guess it's different for everybody depending on family and friends and so on. But I landed in a soft spot this time. My life has been very tumultuous, to say the least. 7 stepfathers, and I don't know how many places we lived, and single mom, and boxes of macaroni. Not boxes like you think of a box on the shelf at the supermarket, but boxes. Big boxes of macaroni, like 12 inches by 24 inches, all filled with macaroni and cheese. They threw in a block of cheese and a can of tuna. The welfare department. So that was part of my upbringing. And riding 10 miles each day, each way, to get to my middle school when we got kicked out of my father's residence and had to move out into the country to where my grandparents lived, into one of their little houses that was vacant. But I wanted to. So my mom allowed me to maintain the address of my father. But I had to ride 10 miles each day, each way, on my Schwinn Stingray, hauling ass through an all-black neighborhood for the first mile. Then onto a main fucking thoroughway, not a highway, but it was highway. It's actually called Highland Boulevard. So 8 miles down Highland Boulevard to get to my middle school. To go to school for 2 years. Fucking A. Then we moved back. So this concept, home, this thing called home, has always been a little bit edgy for me. It's like some people say it with a calm confidence, you know. Well, my home is, I have 3 daughters and 2 sons, and or the son says, yeah, well, I live in, my dad works at, so what is home? Hell, I don't know. And I think home may be a trap. But once you're out of the trap, what's out there? Are you heading for something better than home? Maybe not. Boy, life is such a fascinating thing, isn't it? You can be deceived and be in denial. Oh, I'm living at home. This is my home. And I'm so happy at home. Or you can decide that, well, I think I need to go out and experience the world. And then once you get out there, you go to all these different places and you go, wow, this place right here, right now feels more homish. Homish. I don't know if that's a word. Than anything I have ever felt before. I'm so happy. I'm elated. I'm in awe of this current moment of homishness. Well, that lasts for a while. And actually, there may be a preferred culture, a way of approaching life that abides best with the inner nature, the genetic tendencies of an average human being. And from my experiences, I'm not sure what that is. And I guess it comes down to, personal constitution, genetic makeup, the classic argument, nature, nurture, and which creates a perception issue. Which it's not an issue. It's just, that's okay. This is the way I see it, and this is where I'm happy, and fuck you. But anyway, from my perspective, and having lived in a few places, and with families, in Central American countries, and then being immersed in the educational system in Japan and South Korea, I've found a lot of homes. And I guess the come away for me is ignorance is bliss. It's best you don't know about everything else. Because every time you learn about something else, you go, wow, I feel so at home here. And I did. My first family in Mexico City made me feel at home. I loved them. Now, I don't know if they loved me, because I think they thought I broke one of their dining room chairs, and they're kind of poor, so it costs a lot to replace a dining room chair. But aside from that, they made me feel at home. In my second family I lived with, and of course this is, totally narcissistic, but I throw this out there because I want to present the concept of, well, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but everybody just thinks they know everything, right? And everybody thinks, their culture is the best, and so on and so forth. And so I moved to San Juan, Costa Rica, and I lived with a family there for a summer. 3 kids, 2 parents, breakfast every morning, showers under a fucking some kind of electrical contraption where you could see the sparks atop the shower, the thing that made the water hot. Oh my God, it was fucking scary. But I tell you what, those people made me feel at home. For 3 months. And then I lived in Antigua, Guatemala. Not the Antigua over there on the East Coast where all the rich fucks in their yachts live, but on this side, where all the genuine travelers go to experience real life and experience other cultures and So I lived with a family in Antigua, Guatemala. And wow, I never, other than the cowhide fucking processing plant that was next to the house, which made a horrible odor all the time. Oh, I was glad to go to school in the morning. Oh, get me out of here. That smells terrible. But those people made me feel at home. You know, it's just, I guess it's just the way people are. And the whole concept of war. And I'm not going to go too far into that. In fact, that's it. That's all you get. Man, the idea of killing people, murdering people after you know them, and you know that they want what you want. Well, it doesn't. They don't have to want what you want, but they just want to have a good life. They want to raise their families. They want to treat their children well, and they want more for their children than they had. So it's tough. Could go into some stories about my grandfather. World War II, hand-to-hand combat, killing Japanese soldiers, and then 47 years later, I'm sitting at a table in Tokyo with some of the people who lost their husbands, with a table of women. I'm teaching them English, and I'm sitting there teaching them English, which is an excuse, I think. I think they just wanted to prove, as much as I did, that that was a horrible fucking mistake. And somebody had to solve it, and unfortunately, that was the way it was solved. My grandfather killed, not literally, but in an average sense, some of their husbands. They were of that age, you know, of being my grandmother. And I'm sitting there having a conversation with these 6 Japanese women around a table at an English school in Tokyo. In 1945, 46, could you have imagined that? No. And then South Korea. Not as spectacular of a, I don't know, anecdote, but man, and of all the places, no, I shouldn't say that. But as far as where would I rather live, once a family had made me feel at home, oh, South Korea. Oh my gosh. They are the hardworking Japanese. They are the heart of the Costa Ricans, the Antiguans, the Mexicans. They are the best of all those. And they have a sense of humor. So you can laugh and you can love and you can finally feel at home